You've tried everything, the special diets, the gut healing supplements, medications, and endless therapies, and yet your child is still struggling. There's digestive issues that won't go away, an anxiety that keeps them and you up at night. There's focus and behavioral challenges that make everyday life a battle. But the thing is, it's not your fault. You've done everything right. But there's a critical piece of the puzzle that nearly every doctor, even natural and holistic ones, continue to overlook. But here's what no one's talking about. Behind so many of these skyrocketing struggles is a single, powerful, often ignored nerve. It's called the vagus nerve. And when this master nerve pathway is stuck in stress mode and not functioning properly, it throws the entire nervous system and your child's health into chaos. And parents, that's what this video is all about. It's made for you, the ones that are exhausted, overwhelmed, and out of options. Parents who have gone down every rabbit hole, searched every blog and Facebook group, tried every diet and detox, and still haven't found answers that actually lead to healing. And what you're about to discover could change everything. Because you're going to learn exactly how the vagus nerve works as the body's master controller, how stress, birth trauma, and subluxation shut it down, and how neurologically focused chiropractic care can safely and naturally restore its function without drugs or invasive interventions. Honestly, the statistics surrounding children's health today are truly alarming. Beyond the 1 in 31 autism rate, chronic health conditions now affecting approximately 40% of kids in the US, according to the CDC. And what we're seeing clinically in our office is a generation of children whose nervous systems are chronically stuck in fight or flight mode. Their bodies are in a constant state of stress response, which severely impacts the function of our vagus nerve. It's the primary pathway of the parasympathetic rest, digest, and heal side of our nervous system. And when this critical nerve doesn't function properly, it creates a cascade and perfect storm of effects throughout the body, from compromised digestion and immune function to difficulties with emotional regulation and behavior. But what frustrates parents the most is realizing that conventional doctors rarely even look at vagus nerve function. Instead, they hand out a different prescription for every single symptom and condition and never addressing the one root cause that ties them all together. So first, let's understand what the vagus nerve actually is. So our vagus nerve, it's the longest, most complex, and most important of the 12 cranial nerves, extending from the brainstem through the neck into the chest, the abdomen, and connecting your child's brain to vital organs, including the heart, the lungs, the liver, the digestive system, our immune system, and basically everything else. It's the main component of the parasympathetic side of the nervous system, often called the rest, regulate, digest system, which counterbalances the sympathetic fight or flight system that many children today are stuck in. So parents, here's how the vagus nerve impacts your child's health. So because the vagus nerve is such a key component of nervous system regulation, and the nervous system controls and coordinates every other system of the body, the vagus nerve and its dysfunction can lead to problems like impaired digestive motility and disrupted gut function, indigestion, constipation, and countless other gut issues, including wreaking havoc on the gut-brain connection. It also suppresses our immune system, as well as the inability to control and regulate inflammation throughout the body. And when inflammation runs unchecked, it contributes to all sorts of chronic health challenges. Now, the social, emotional, and behavioral well-being is also very much controlled and regulated by vagal tone, meaning when the vagus nerve is disrupted and dysfunctional, behavioral problems, anxiety, and other mental health, mental emotional disorders can set in. Though its impact on heart rate variability and respiratory patterns, the vagus nerve and dysfunction can affect your child's ability to calm themselves and regulate their stress responses, manifesting as anxiety, panic attacks, or emotional outbursts. Now, vagus nerve problems often begin during pregnancy when maternal stress hormones cross the placenta and affect the developing nervous system, suppressing and then altering the development of the vagus nerve and parasympathetic nervous system before the child is even born. And then when we add on birth interventions like C-sections and forceps and vacuums, it creates physical trauma to the delicate upper neck and brainstem regions where the vagus nerve originates, directly impacting its function. And then early childhood stressors like overuse of antibiotics and environmental toxins and emotional trauma and even excessive screen time can compound these effects. And it overwhelms the developing nervous system, further compromising vagal function. Now, when these factors combine, they create neurological dysfunction and subluxation, specifically in the upper neck and brainstem regions, disrupting the critical communication between our brain, the vagus nerve, and the rest of the body. So at Haven Family Chiropractic, we use the advanced insight scanning technology to be able to objectively assess your child's nervous system function, including vagus nerve activity. Now, these non invasive scans measure heart rate variability, which is directly controlled by the vagus nerve and is considered one of the most reliable biomarkers of vagal tone and function. Now, with this data, we can objectively look at and identify specific patterns of vagus nerve dysfunction in your child and create a personalized care plan designed to restore proper function. So, I wanted to go into a series of one of the tests that we use right here in the office called heart rate variability. Now, this is the test that measures the balance between sympathetic fight or flight and parasympathetic rest and digest. It's the best biomarker, gold standard test of understanding vagal tone and autonomic nervous system activity. So, what you can see is a progression of as the nervous system starts gaining balance and start gaining activity, we start to see some changes in our scans too. So, on this first, let's talk about some basics. So, the way that we talk about heart rate variability in the office is that it's measuring two things. It's measuring the balance of our nervous system. So, you can think about this whole left side of this graph as the gas pedal side of our nervous system. And then the entire right side of this is the brake pedal side. Now, we don't want to be stuck on one side versus the other. This is too much stress, that sympathetic fight or flight locked in activity. Over here, while our parasympathetic side of the nervous system is a good thing, being stuck in the parasympathetic is usually where we will see more exhaustion, more dysregulation, more in coordination within our nervous system, as well as motor in coordination, but big time emotional and behavioral issues as well. The second thing that heart rate variability does is it measures what we like to talk about as our gas tank. So, due to how much stress is stuck on the system and for how long, it gives us a great gauge to be able to measure how much stress, for how long, how deep have these patterns influenced the nervous system dysfunction, and what do we got to do to build them out of it. Now, this little white dot is exactly where they plot on this test. Ultimate goal is for them to be smack dab in the middle of this line, not shifted out into the sympathetics, not shifted out into the parasympathetics, and up high enough within this green oval that tells us that the nervous system is more heavily regulated. Now, if you're looking at this first one, things are very sympathetically shifted out to the left, and the activity or that gas tank is pretty low. What I would usually say is that this is running on fumes. The body's still stuck in this stress mode, and there's not enough gas in the tank to be able to move out of it. Now, as you're looking at some of these progressions, though, what you can see, even the numbers too, is that we have a big gain in balance and a very large gain in activity. So going from 62.7 on the activity scale to 75.5 is a pretty substantial shift. And then from the balance side of it too, 56.8 to 77.1 are really big gains. So what this means is that the body is gaining, the nervous system is gaining more balance between that fight or flight, sympathetic and parasympathetic sides. And also, there's more gas in the tank or more reserves for the body to actually move forward with healing and day to day functions. And we look at this, the third most scan on here too, you can see another big jump in activity and another big jump into balance as well. So going from 75.5 to 81.3, and then from 77 on the balance side to then 85. Ultimately, this is a very solid place for a patient to be as they're transitioning to wellness care, as long as symptoms are doing really well and we've hit all of the benchmarks and the milestones that we've set out to with our care. So, if your child is stuck in stress mode and struggling with focus, digestion, sleep, sensory issues, behavioral, emotional challenges, or anything else that you can't find the key to, it's time to stop guessing and start testing. The neurological insight scans and HRV technology can show exactly how well their vagus nerve is functioning and whether their nervous system is in balance or stuck in fight or flight and totally out of balance. So check the link within our bio to learn more, and if you're ready to schedule your child's nervous system evaluation and finally get the answers that lead to real healing.